Hello, guys. So, we will be having a very interesting discussion today. Yeah, Biafra. Please read what Guardian News reported in 1967. From the Guardian archive, Nigerians coming civil war. In 1967, Biafra was declared a separate state from Nigeria. Here is how the Guardian reported the news. Having broken apart, Nigeria is now preparing for civil war. Major General Gowon, who was promoted from colonel yesterday, is apparently ready to follow up his blockade of the breakaway, now called Biafra. With a full-scale invasion in this, he presumably expects the support of Nigeria's partners in the Commonwealth and her fellow members of the UN and OAU. At least the tacit support of respecting the blockade and not recognizing Biafra. Then there was an advertisement. So after that, it will be a futile war. It is unlikely to unseat the embattled government of Colonel Ojukwu, and even if it does, it will not achieve the declared aim of restoring a workable federation. For most of the Igbo who predominate in the east, last year's massacres in the north and their implied end on the free movement of Nigerians within their country meant the effective end of the federation. To follow this up by an invasion would merely be to drive a nail in the coffin. Biafra's non-Igbo minority is admittedly divided, some supporting Ojukwu's regime and others opposing it. Also, the presence of more than 1 million refugees and the possibility of another million now arriving. He stored up a host of social and perhaps political problems for the self-proclaimed republic. But while the threat from Lagos lasts, support for Ojukwu will remain overwhelming. Invasion can only reinforce it further. In reality, it will not be a federal war as much as a northern one. The Yoruba of the western region are divided. Chief Awolowo Hiteru, their most popular leader, who has said and apparently confirmed it after Biafra's secession, that the West would not wish to remain in a truncated federation. This section of the Yoruba, at any rate, would hardly support an invasion of Biafra. Similar reservations have been openly expressed in the Midwest region. Insofar as it will be Northerners' war, one of its main objects will be revenge against the Easterners for having dared to challenge federal, which is primarily Northern authority. One party in the North, at any rate, appears to want to teach the Igbo a lesson without any corresponding desire to keep them as federal partners. But the Easterners are not the first to contemplate secession. The North openly threatened it in 1960 unless it was guaranteed half the seats in the federal parliament. It threatened it again later last year unless General Ironsi repealed his unitary decree. It proposed it once more in July, and indeed secession appeared to be Colonel Gowon's original intention when he assumed office. Now it is the Easterners who have departed. A deeper northern motive would be to secure the landlocked region's outlet to the sea. One of the two routes through the east is already blocked, and the other through the west would be threatened if the west were to break away also. But could it be kept open in a federation maintained by force? The violent disorders in the west in 1965 in protest against the northern-backed regime of Chief Akintola suggest that it could not if Nigeria breaks up. Nothing could ensure the evacuation of northern produce more effectively than a common services organization. This is perhaps the best solution of the Nigerian crisis. It is the kind of arrangement the North itself proposed in July last year, and the East has been proposing since then. Now, no region would benefit more from it than the North. By insisting on war with the Northerners would risk destroying their own vital interests. Inevitably, outsiders have been drawn into the conflict. The big shipping and trading companies, who have larger interests in the north and the west than in the east, are observing the blockade. The oil companies, whose exports all originate in the east, are in a different position and may be anxious for Biafra to be recognized. Britain could hardly do this until Colonel Ojoku's breakaway regime was proved itself firmly in control. But we should immediately make it clear to General Gowon that our only interest is in a stable solution, that the war will bring this no nearer. So some people commented on this. Someone said Biafra failed the moment. Igbo tried to extend their territory to the south and southwest. I know they will argue with me. I know some of them don't understand history, but I have said my own. So someone said, who said Biafra failed Yoruba Muslims? So I have another comment here. The destruction of Biafra came because Ojukwu overdue. He should have remained in the eastern region, not him advancing towards the Midwest. That was his undoing. He was myopic and mentally unstable to think Gowon would allow such. Ojukwu wants to take over Lagos for obvious reasons, greed. He wastes 3 million people for his own selfish interest. He cuts food supply to the eastern region, leaving people to die of hunger. So someone says the civil war was a mistake. The separation should have happened. So we have another comment here. So someone says stop talking rubbish. Nigeria of 1967 is not the same Nigeria of 220. In your rap thinking, Biafra of 1967 is just the 5,000 eastern state of today. Shaking my head. So I will give one last comment before going. So someone says, see what Awolowo clearly said. If the Igbos leave, we will leave too. To show you that Yorubas can't stay in Nigeria without us. No wonder Awolowo betrayed us. Imagine if Nigeria without Igbos. Chai, I can't wait to leave this cursed nation. Wow. So people have different opinions about it, both good and bad opinions. So some we have a comment here, very interesting. So someone said the Biafran war always about those who were fighting to be free of northern domination and those who were fighting to internal slaves of the north. Unfortunately for Biafra, the internal slaves were far more in number. So that is it for today in the news. Thanks for listening about your country's past civil war. We have a lot, so stay tuned and drop your comment and also like and subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.